What's up with my APA family? It's your boy L, APA, coming through with another video, some content for your mind. You already know. And as always, man, on this platform, you know what we do. You guys already know what we do, man. But as you can tell by this caption, the thumbnail, that unya, going back to your hood, who's allowed in their hood, who's not, on my personal experience. I made a video of it saying our S and Y is going back to their neighborhood. And I usually met everybody, all SNYs, right? As far as the dudes that are from SNY gangs, that's a trickier subject. Honestly, I know in my neighborhood that's not allowed. Period. But let me tell you the experience as far as the homies go. My neighborhood, I'm speaking from my neighborhood, which is down south. Now, I've shown my paperwork on all my shoot terms on a live before. Actually, it was up on my other channel, and I took it down after a while because honestly, we're not here to glorify shit like that. But my point in bringing that up is, my homeboys know what's up with me. You know, when I first got out, I was in my town for 2 years, for 2 full years. Why was I there for 2 full years? Because I was on parole. You know what I mean? I was on high control parole, gang parole, and that's part of the paperwork that I showed back then. Was when a certain individual was pushing the narrative that I was a green light or some shit like that, and I showed my paperwork that happens to have all my shoot terms and all my things, and what gang you're from when you parole, including prison affiliation. And the only affiliation's always been on my paperwork is Sureño. Even when I went to the other side, they still consider me a Sureño. If you can become part of a gang on the other side, then it'll say what are you affiliated to, what STG group. So, you know, when I first got out, my carnal's fully active. I won't say much. I just say he's fully active in every aspect of the term. You know, it's crazy, man, because according to him, you know, what he told me, you know, we're brothers. We had that phone call, and he's like, man, you better not be no gang member on the other side, right? I'm like, man, you got me fucked up, dog. You know, to each their own. That's their pedo, you know. But I told him I will only be from one neighborhood and one neighborhood only. They happen to fall under the SUD. You know, as far as I'm concerned, my hood has been there since before the SUD was added to every single neighborhood in Southern California, or meaning the 13. So I'll always be for my neighborhood. I put in work for my neighborhood. I've gunned for my neighborhood. I've gotten shot several times for my neighborhood. I've died for my neighborhood, you know, straight chest, bullets on my chest, everything. So me going back to my neighborhood, I ain't gonna lie, I would have preferred for me to go back to my neighborhood and post it up with no stigma, no nothing. But the fact of the matter is that by this day and age, only certain dudes are allowed to go back to the neighborhood if they went to the side. Why? Because they have family from there. Homies respect what you did before, but they understand that you understand the game is the game. You know, you're coming to do whatever, visit some family, drop something off. That's what I used to do. You know, I used to go to my neighborhood fucking at least 3 times a week. At least 3 times a week to pick up stuff, to drop off, talk to some of the youngsters, talked about my situation. You know, they were definitely disappointed because, you know, as far as they're concerned, they're still active, and you know, they were disappointed. They looked up to me, man. For a long time, I represented my neighborhood in the prison system, on the level, on the 4 yards, in the shoe, everything, you know. And they heard about it. You know, I ain't nobody special, but you know, just like anybody's expected to hold it down, I held it down for 13 and a half years, and they know that. And I've shown my paperwork, and I'll show it again. But I ain't just gonna show it to anybody, you know, because them motherfuckers will be like, oh, yo, show us your paperwork, just clowns, you know. But if the situation ever presents itself and I need to show it for a certain reason, I'll show it. But like I said, I don't like glorifying shit like that. Today's video is about who goes back to the neighborhood, who doesn't, type shit. Like I said, man, even my wife has befriended a lot of my homegirls, not my homegirls from my hood, but my homegirls that, because we can't have girls in our neighborhood, no disrespect to the ladies, But when I say homegirls, they born and raised in the neighborhood. They're still in the barrio. They wanted me to move into the neighborhood. But quite frankly, the reason why I would never move into my neighborhood is because it's too hot, you know. Not only just with the gang unit, but with the enemies. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are still, they just killed the homie, Little Joker, rest in peace. The enemies just killed him because my homeboys killed one of them. And they're going back and forth. Bro, I'm blasted up, dog. I'm a family man, right? Even if I could gangbang, bro, I know that I'm an exile. I made my choice. It is what it is. You know, I'm a civilian. They know that I've always been from the neighborhood, but I'm not active. Legitimately cannot be active, according to the politica, right? And not only that, even if I was active, I still wouldn't be active because, like I said, man, I've already did my work. It is what it is. You know, now what I do, I'll put in work for my family, and I'll die for my family, and I'll take lives for my family. Hope I never have to do that. Pray to God, but and I'm not necessarily a religious person. I'm like, I would say the majority of people that just say it to say it, just in case there's a God listening. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I could easily be walking down my neighborhood in the apartment, strapped or not strapped up. You know, I knew that if I live in my neighborhood, I would have to be strapped up. You know, and for a 2-striker, you know, with no chances left, that's why I couldn't wait to get off parole. But while I was in my county, while I was in my city, living in my city, then living in Fullerton, the last 6 months, you know, I knew that California, because of my wife too, you know, especially because of my wife, she ain't from my county, bro. You know, she's from up north, and she wanted to try new things. So we went to Vegas, you know, as soon as I got off parole. Within 3-4 months, we moved as soon as we could. California is drowning, bro, in taxes. California is just not a place, in my opinion, to raise a family, and you really want to have a good status of life, bro, quality of life. If you're blessed enough to have generations in California that left a house and things like that, and you live with your mom in your house or somebody in the house, you know that that's the only way you could really afford to live in California. I don't have nobody. We don't have nobody with a house. We don't have any of that. We're the ones making it for ourselves. That's why we work our ass off. So living in California is not a feasible, it's not a viable solution for us, you know, because for us to buy a house in California, damn, you know what I'm saying? I already kicked myself in the ass by catching 15 years and then having almost 21 years combined in the system with my record. What kind of career am I gonna have? You know what I'm saying? But that's my point with that. So, and like I said, I got children to raise. One of them, you can hear them. Obviously, a lot of dudes, you know, have this, like I said, a lot of dudes may go through a different situation, but like I said, I'm telling you my situation. And that was my situation, getting out. Then my brother paroled, going around the city with my brother, doing the thing. Motherfuckers understood I'm a civilian. It is what it is. But that, and they respect, low-key, they know. We went to different neighborhoods and we did several things. And dudes understand that we're family members. You know what I'm saying? And one thing is to post up together in the neighborhood. And another thing is to be as family doing certain things, you know? But I seen other dudes from different neighborhoods in the city, you know, that I was in prison with. They're still active, you know? Nodded their head all right on me, all right? Talk to them, whatever. You know, the elephant in the room is that they know I went to the side, but they know what it is, you know? As long as a motherfucker ain't out there acting a fool, as long as you didn't tell on nobody type shit, that's what my brother told me. I ran a make on you. And I swear, if you would have told on me, you would never fuck with you, dog. I wouldn't have a brother, you know? I was like, yeah, I know. Back then, if somebody went to the other side, it wouldn't be your brother. But the game changed, you know? As long as motherfuckers didn't debrief or tell anybody, then now they switched it because so many fools locked it up. So many dudes locked it up. So by the time I did, I was like, man, I'm cool. That game is over anyways type shit, you know? So that side of things, fortunately and unfortunately for them, it's evolved into them just embracing family's family. It is what it is, as long as they didn't tell type shit, you know? Shit, before you could murk a girl, you could murk a hyena like no thing if she told. Now you can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? So things evolve, you know. But with men, it's a whole different story. Now, the homies in the neighborhood, anybody that have a serious disdain, because it's a political war, for anybody that joined the SNY gang, those are the top. A few homies actually try to go to the neighborhood when certain homies are around, and they didn't last too long, you know. One of them did actually run around for a while, but at the time, a lot of homies were busted, and he ended up getting killed by I told the story. He ended up getting killed by the enemies. So that's what I'm saying. You could be have gone to the other side, go back to the neighborhood, and get killed by the enemies. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, there's several reasons not to live in your neighborhood if you're from down south. I don't know how it is up north, bro, but down there, bro, it's fucking volatile. Motherfuckers trying to kill each other all the time, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it wasn't plausible for me to stay in my neighborhood, you know. And now I'm in a different state. Thank God, you know. I don't have the 2 strikes thing. If anything happens and I have to fucking take somebody's wig off or fucking slap some shit out of somebody for disrespecting my family or me, now I don't have to worry about 2 strikes. You know, if I do time, I don't do 3 strikes time. You know, but most importantly, it's the quality of life, the job pay, the career I'm building, and the good pay. You know, and I'm able to give my kids a good quality of life now, and that me being a convict, me being a felon. And you know, that's the reason why I wanted to start this channel, man, to let all the youngsters and the reoffenders know that you could do it. You know, just yesterday, one of my homeboys did 16 years, man, still active, paroled, jumped on the channel, the comments, he said disrespect, you know, because they understand, bro, like, you know, people are going to talk, and not very many say this shit, because they know at the bottom of their heart, they know who's a real one and who's not, bro. I don't consider myself a real one. I am who I am, you know what I'm saying? I just happen to be in good graces when it comes to them not tripping on me because of the work I put in and shit like that, and they understand my situation. But like I said, I'm exiled, and you know, I'm not active. It is what it is, bro. You know, nothing more, nothing less. I know what I signed up for. I respect the game, you know. So yeah, if anything, man, it's a trip how the notion of anybody trying to say that if you don't live in your neighborhood, you're not a real one. Maybe in your area, you know, but gang of my homeboys still live in the county, in the city, you know, and it is what it is, bro, you know. Shit ain't fucking the Wild Wild West like it used to be. Gang banging, yeah, but as far as taking out your own homeboys and shit like that, as long as they ain't from the SNY gang, you know, no disrespect to them cats, man, that's their choice. They chose to join who they join. That's on them, bro. You know, the show must go on, I guess, in many senses. But you know, like I said, I'm always gonna be from one neighborhood and one neighborhood only. You know, that's why I chose to stand on my own 2 feet when I went to the side by myself. Got into a few scuffles, but that me on my own 2 feet. I'd be damned if I have anybody tell me how to fucking live my life or who to rush and not rush. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. But with that being said, man, I just wanted to drop this video. Shout out to all the fellas out there in their neighborhood, in their county, that are not active, even the ones that are active, that are doing the family thing, doing their thing, man, because those are real dudes, because they're doing it for their family now. You know what I'm saying? They don't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, nothing wrong with that. That's your choice. But I had something that I happen not to agree with. You know, because any day, if you think you're active, in the sense where you're still gangbanging, and you're taking care of a family, at any given day, bro, you could fucking get locked up, and you're gonna leave your family behind. You know, it is what it is. Life has enough shit they want to throw at us, that risk us getting locked up for us to be bullshitting with the gang. It is what it is, man. You guys be good. One life saved is one life blessed. A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. You guys be good.